So for the last 30 days, I've been on a Facebook ban. I think that they think that this is about time for me to rethink my actions. Do you want to know what my actions were? Sarcastically pointing out that burning down my local shop probably wasn't a good idea. Right? So you can get Facebook banned for responding to somebody who is suggesting that you burn down the local shop, right? And you respond sarcastically, aye mate, that's a great idea. Let's all go burn down the local shop so that people can have a no local shop and the people who depend on that can go without their food and their groceries. And not to mention the fact that the reason he was suggesting burning down the local shop was because the guy who owned the shop had an accident and ran over a child, right? So his reaction was to go burn down his shop. That's a real great reaction, mate. Let's just chance more people getting killed. Right, but Facebook deemed me responding sarcastically to that as a reason to remove me for 30 days due to, like, violent hate speech or suggesting violence. Right? Right, and right, so this wasn't apparently my first infraction. The previous infraction to that was I had watched a video where a motorcyclist was driving down a motorway and a driver deliberately opened his door and hit the guy with the door as he was passing the car, and then got out and decided to give the motorcyclist shit for trying to pass him. And loads of the comments were suggesting loads and loads and loads of violent things, and I suggested that if the guy had, one, pulled that door open and hit me deliberately, then go out the door and suggested giving me attitude, that I would have put his head between the door and repeatedly closed it and then went, oh sorry mate, I didn't see you. My comment was the tamest comment on the whole post, and I got sanctioned for 7 days for it. Right? Previous post to that I got a sanction for was a post about bike thieves, people who steal motorcycles. Now the police are actively running them off of their motorcycles. People are suggesting doing all sorts of things, and all I said was, they should be hung and beaten with a stick. Pretty tame, like, considering people are suggesting like actually literally removing their balls, dragging them down the street with chains, and like all sorts of really, really violent, graphic things. And I got sanctioned for suggesting that they should be hung up with their testicles and beaten with sticks. Seems pretty fair to me. You're going about stealing people's property and hurting, like, that is a fair reaction to wee scrotums who are just going about stealing people's property. The only infraction that I had that I would accept is I found a picture that I thought was funny. It was a Subway sandwich that a lassie had put her boobs inside, and I posted the picture and responded, well, that's a sandwich I could get behind. What man of a straight orientation would be offended by that? Right, really? It's a set of boobs. Right? The only folk that are going to be offended with that are lassies with shit boobs, guys who didn't want to see boobs, right? And none of them have really owned my Facebook page. So what flumpsicle fucking reported me for that? Right? Facebook, you actually need to sort your algorithm out, right? Because if this was supposed to be a 30-day ban because I'm supposed to think about my actions, what actions am I supposed to think about? Being sarcastic and funny? Very sorry. Will I return to being boring just like you, Zuckerberg? Sit in a fucking office and act like a tit, sanctioning everybody and cancelling people because they think that they can't say things. That's the fucking problem these days, man. Everybody is so fucking emotional. Nobody can actually have a laugh. Everything is down to like taking everything too seriously and being all emotional. Nobody can actually logically go, was that a joke? Did he really mean that? Of course I didn't fucking mean it, you womble. Go and get a grip of your reality. Like, so, guess what? I'll be back on Facebook in 4 days. Do I really want to return? Pfft, after 30 days of no really using it, I'm not really bothered. What did you take for me? My ability to comment on stuff. Yeah, the only inconvenience really was that I wanted to ask a couple of questions on a Facebook group and I really couldn't get the information because I couldn't ask the question. So guess what? I used Google. You basically pushed me onto one of your competitors. Well done, you. Traffic to your website reduced. Shooting yourself in the foot there, lads. I'm on YouTube and I'm sitting on other sites because you've banned me. So how does that help you? How does that make your platform any stronger? Yous are laughable. You cannot censor people. You can't deplatform people. It just doesn't really work. I'll just move to Rumble like Andrew Tate, who I actually support. Weak men and weak people are the problem these days. Everybody's so offended by fucking everything. Well, big deal. You're offended. Who the fuck cares? Get a grip. Rant over.